Alright. Somebody take me in your arms tonight. Do 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 do. Well, at least it tells you up there. Do 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 do. I'll talk. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I hope you can stand it all. Is what I'm out here saying. Didn't preach it all. Some follow the blues, holy water too. I know the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. All right, I'll try Cloud. Okay. Oh, cool. That's weird. Changing... Wait, you can turn saplings into monks? Perfect. Oh, and clerics. Look at that. That's a neat thing. Equipment turning you into that class. I feel like they'd have to go back and change like 30 years worth of equipment for that to be accurate. Like wizard staff does not make you a wizard. Oops. Do I have to craft Stoneforge Mystic? Because if that's the case, I'm not going to do that. How many cards actually care about... Well, if I did craft it, you know I'll never draw it, so... Alright, boop, 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 boop. Oh, this one sucks. This one's not even good. This one's just not even good. Like, you don't want to mill your opponent. Like, you don't want to do that. I don't even think this is right. Alright, so there's no equipment in the game except Buster Sword, Fire and Ice. I guess this one. And I don't even care about this one either. So, Black Blade. Why? We're mono white. I don't... Like, you give it +5/+5. I don't care about this at all. It's an equipment, but I don't care about that one at all. Honestly, it's just these three. Fire and Ice, Forge and Frontier, and Buster Sword. Whenever a quick creature deals combat damage, draw, then you may cast it. Okay, I don't think you can play Cloud. I guess Shadow Spear? I was more interested in finding things that Cloud cares about, which is triggering abilities, and there's like no equipment in the game that let you do that, so... I'm surprised this isn't at least red. Yeah, mono white's a problem. I think it would have been... Because Nahiri is like the red-white equipment thing. I think Cloud probably could have been red. Pretty sure he's rather aggressive. I think red would have been fitting. He does have a giant sword. That sucks. Because with red, you could play stuff like Chainsaw. And Chainsaw is, like, great. I don't think you could play this. There's no equipment. There's 3 equipment. Well, that's fine. He only finds 1 equipment. Excuse me. He only finds 1 equipment. So maybe I don't care if... It's not like I suddenly have access to equipment. Right? Just because they're in my deck does not mean I get to draw them. He draws a single one, and then that's it. Right? Stoneforge could get a second one, but that doesn't solve the primary issue. I guess the cat... Again, Colossus Hammer does not solve any issues, but yeah, I guess you could put it in here. Does not solve an issue. You still have to draw Colossus Hammer. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. And it's not what Cloud is going to... Cloud is either going to tutor Buster Sword or a Protection Sword for a given matchup. That's what Cloud is going to do. Colossus Hammer has nothing to do with that. Could really go for Steel Shaper's Gift. This triggering multiple times doesn't do anything. It still just exiles. Oh, no, hold on. You can technically exile a second card. You can exile 2 blockers with Godsend, actually. Yeah, you can Fiddle Bend equipment. This is really bad. Oh, I didn't know this was in the game. At least all the equipment, huh? Yeah. You just can't play this. That's my take. You just can't play Cloud. That's my 2 cents right there. I'm just gonna try something else. I envision about a 75 to 85%. 15% win rate. That does not look viable. Oh, you know what? We could play Ultima. I have been interested in playing Ultima. We're gonna do that. It is actually a unique commander. It's kind of like the 6-mana Ujin. Probably scarier than the 6-mana Ujin. But it is a creature, so that could just not be true. Let's try that one. It's been a while since I played a colorless deck, too. Well, other than Ujin. Played Ulamog. Yeah, alright. Mechanist Arsenal? No, yeah, I don't advise playing Cloud. As it stands, I'm not convinced you should even attempt at burning wild cards to play Cloud. That's not. After having looked at all viable equipment, nope. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just play Nahiri. Play Nahiri. Or that red-white dwarf. That's probably just better than Cloud in every way. Yeah. It's not a historic brawl-friendly commander, in my opinion. Standard Brawl? What's in Standard? What is in Standard? Kaimil, Meteor Golem, Sire, Escape. You do have Ujin, but it's not your command zone. What? What are you doing in Standard? Am I missing something? Not collected. What are we doing in Standard? Darksteel Colossus. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have this. Okay. Sure. I've played plenty of Standard Brawl. I don't have a problem with Standard Brawl. I like Standard Brawl. It's just, what am I doing in colorless in Standard Brawl? Like, how am I winning the game? Oh, we got Steel Hellkite. When did that happen, Foundations? Like, I like Cloud, but I want to win the game. I don't want to lose almost every matchup that I play, because I'm playing Cloud. I guess you have Market Backwalker? Yeah, there's not a lot of standard colorless win conditions. Ujin is a huge one, but it's not your command zone, so... Oh, okay, maybe it's not... actually, it might just be as bad as Cloud Standard. There's just not a lot going on. You just don't have access to a lot of things in colorless. Like, the things that make colorless viable aren't really there. You can play this, but then you're playing Standard Brawl, where, like, you get slammed by endless removal, because that's what Standard Brawl is defined by, and you cannot answer one of the primary win conditions of, like, Phyrexian Arena and drawing 2 cards a turn, outside of Ujin and Cityscape Leveler, and I guess this thing. Oh, you Meteor Golem. Alright, so you do have outs, actually. You don't have them early. You don't have them early. They will draw a bunch before you blow them up. You play Sir Ginger? Yeah, there is the other Cloud. That's true. Nope. You either play to win, or you're not having fun, and there's no in between. I don't like this narrative that you have. That is not that narrative. Can't go against my narrative. Not allowed to play it. You're banned. What are we doing? Oh, right. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Discard changes. Well, you basically play all the expensive cards. Probably even Platinum Angel, honestly. Oh, we get to play Cavern Souls. That's cool. When did I get this? Huh. I got an Ujin's Labyrinth. And I didn't put it in my Ujin deck. Why'd I do that? Oh, because there's not a lot of things. That's right. That's correct. Not a lot of cards for it. That's probably why I did that. So what do you know? You don't want Sphere or Star. You don't want Circuit Mender. Yeah, definitely don't want that one. Not that. Probably not Matter Reshaper, and probably not Thought Not Seer. We played against this a couple times. I'm trying to think what they played. The thing with colorless is there's not a lot of like diversity, so it's not too difficult to figure it out. It's like you just filter by mythic rare and you put them in your deck. Is this better than Ujin? I don't know. It's worse than Forsaken Monument because it's a creature, but it makes up for it for being in every single game you play. But I don't know. Is Azusa better than Tatyova? Azusa plays out of hand. This plays out of hand. Tatyova does not need to play out of hand. And I guess Ujin kind of needs to play out of hand, but not like super heavy. This is only lands. Whenever you tap a land for mana. Alright, so like this doesn't actually work. Yeah, we don't really need a lot of... Actually, we don't really need any mana ramp that comes in after this does. Simulacrum works. Yep. This is colored mana? Go away. This is not an artifact. Carnage Bastion, go away. really care about Paradox Engine. Almost didn't put Ujin in here. Boots. Can you boots in the same turn you cast him reliably? Because I don't really care to protect him a turn after he's in play. That doesn't really work. If I can play him on turn 6, feels kind of ugly. Boom, boom. So if you have one floating, one extra Minosaurus, this makes sense. I guess. Maybe. Relic works? Is it Battle the new card? Oh, it's this. Exile. So I can't do the backside of this. I don't like it. I took out the other ones. I don't think I like this that much. We don't have to play 4 mana rocks in this deck. This isn't like Ujin. I actually was thinking about running the lesson. Its effect isn't great, but what makes it really appealing to me is you can exile it under Ujin's Labyrinth, right? It's not just creatures, is it? No, it's not just creatures. So I actually kind of like this. Just because of that. Puts it back on the table for me. Just because of that. Which is not bad. Unless you're talking about a different card. I was thinking about this because he said lesson. Yeah, it does draw. I guess. It's not going to draw anything exciting, like, ever. It's just so slow to draw exciting cards. Void Winnower is interesting. Just things that actually... I want a bunch of cards that are good when I untap with Ultima. That's what I want. Why do I not see... I don't recall other crazy lessons. Oh, this one? Yeah. This is fine. I think this is fine. I've played this before. I have played it before. This is also maybe okay, because our lands tap for 2, not our mana rocks. And this gets a land. So this one's alright. Yeah, there's a lot of good cards now. Maybe this is harder to play, I guess. But I'm sure there's something in here that I could put that in. Oh, I still have Key of the Archive in here. I don't know if that's worth it. All right. I like what we've got here. I like what we've got here. Sort of. Still interested in Winter Moon in a bunch of... I mean, I guess I can look. It being sorcery speed, I don't think has... That doesn't really mean much because we're a colorless deck. I don't think that really matters. You just cast you're casting your entire deck at sorcery speed already. You're colorless, except Kozilek's command. So I don't care. It's colorless sorcery. Doesn't really matter. But yes, all cards would be better if they were instants instead. This is true. What was I thinking of? What's that thing that does stuff? People really like Fountain Port. I still don't. Isn't it God? Yeah, this card. There it is. There it is. I don't like Buried Ruin. You could try Buried Ruin. It's probably free enough because the only issue is our own Winter Moon. But I'm not a big fan of Buried Ruin. Buried Ruin implies I've lost something and the game hasn't ended after I had lost that thing. And knowing this format, good luck with that. But I'll just, it's fine. I'm not gonna avoid my Winter Moon that heavy. We can just run Buried Ruin. It's whatever. Maybe it'll come up. Crawling Barrens? With a ton of mana? I guess so. I guess. Okay. So, Ultima is essentially a Forsaken Monument. So, it just doubles your lands. So, you play it, and ideally, you untap with at least 9 mana, right? Probably always involves a mana rock, and this thing doesn't double mana rock mana, as far as I'm to understand it. Nope. I do not care at all. In fact, I don't even see the blight counter mechanic as a relevant piece of text for really anything in this format at all. I don't think there's a single case where the blight counter will do anything against any commander in Historic Brawl, so it doesn't matter. In my opinion, I don't know, we'll see. But that's kind of the vibe. It's essentially Forsaken Monument in the command zone. So it's sort of like playing Azusa in the command zone. You have this cool thing. Look at how cool it is. But it doesn't do anything unless you have something to do after you play it. So you need to cast your scary thing out of hand. This is probably incredibly close to just playing colorless Azusa, which then means it's probably worse than Azusa. But, you know, it's new and might as well try. It does lead to a unique colorless deck that might not be a thing that you play in other colorless decks where you play fewer mana rocks, because it is your one giant scary mana rock. It is a creature and doesn't have any sort of protecting itself, which is a huge problem. Absolutely massive problem for this deck. And this card specifically, but thus then the deck. This is probably going to die all the time, and I'm going to be upset. But some games it won't, and in those games, we're not upset. So you need to cast it, and then you need to pass the turn, probably. And then you need to get back to your turn with it in play, and you also need to cast something out of your hand that you couldn't have already cast that's hopefully very scary. And, yeah, so you can play Cavernous Souls, unlike Ujin and stuff. You can play... Oh, there's this new card. Summon Bahamut, a giant, terrifying, colorless threat of complete nonsense, and I like everything it's doing. But it costs 9, and probably isn't going to show up too much without my commander. But if my commander does die, I can continue the game after. It's not completely over, I would say. What else? You get to play Ujin's Labyrinth. I'm normally back and forth on this one, but you can play it here because you have so many cards that actually exile it. There's another card that I might want to run that I don't think I've ever ran before. Devourer of Destiny. Could probably run this. It has a pretty efficient start of game effect. It costs 7 for... Yeah, alright. This should be in here. Let's be real. That should be in here. I don't know, I'll take out, but... Battlethopter? What? I don't know why we want Flash so bad. Why do we care about this? I guess. I don't know. Okay, alright. Chat's yelling at me about Battlethopters, so I guess that's going to be in here. I don't see it mattering to give my deck Flash. It's nice, but it doesn't really fundamentally change why we've won or lost most games. But I mean, we can try it. We can try it. Yeah, Platinum Angel is bad, but it is a card that this likes to cast after you've untapped with it, and it's also a card for Ujin's Labyrinth, so I would sooner take out Mascot Exhibition. I think this is just way worse than Platinum Angel, honestly. But I'm just going to run 7s for Ujin's Labyrinth. Well, your blue player can just counter your 3-mana Battlecopter, or bounce it, or kill it. Like, this isn't, like, special. It doesn't change the blue matchup, in my opinion, at all. You're not getting your opponent by surprise. I'm sure there's been games where that has mattered, but I'm not... I'm so beyond not convinced. I'm going to take out Thought-Knot Seer, actually. Taking out Thought-Knot gives the Faceless Agent more shots at hitting a giant scary threat, which we need to play out of hand because we're closer to Azusa than anything. Could take out... Yeah, let's take out It That Heralds the End. This doesn't really fundamentally change anything. Discounting 7s down to 6s doesn't change the math of Ultima and Ramp with, like, Power Stone and Mind Stone. So I don't think this actually does anything. It's just at a weird breakpoint that's not really relevant many times. Yep, I've convinced myself of that, so we're going to take that out. Okay, let's start here. Can't complete either of these. Boop. Rip. Well, can't play this hand. Got Convert. Still on a draw. Oh boy. Oh no. Maybe I'm not emotionally prepared for this. Uh-oh. Fly, my Mirror Convert, fly. So I should play this so I can play the game next turn? Maybe not. Alright, whatever. I mean, bro, it's so right to play this. What? No. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is just there's not. If this dies, I'm gonna wish I had played this. If they have counterspell, then this wouldn't have changed anything, anyways. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Well, now we're forced to pass because I can't play anything. Sure. Oh wow, opponent has a perfect 6. No way. Actually unbelievable. Man, look at our flashing thing stop the blue player. Oh my goodness. Look at it go. Look at it go, chat. Well, it's just where we are now. Man, this Thopter is just amazing. Stopping all the blue. Okay, this game is over. I'm taking the Thopter out. It's not a real card. I'm sorry. That's not a real card. That's not a... It's not a real card. More mana. Darksteel Ingot. Let's go. At least that is indestructible. You know? No, I guess it wasn't the Thopter's fault, but it didn't help. Did not help. And won't help against most blue opponents. What is this? What is this? Speaking of blue. Yeah, something in my eye. Yeah, no elemental blast is in here. Yep, Jura is just like Azusa. It needs it out of hand perfectly. And of course it will get it. I feel like Mindslaver is not that exciting in this matchup, specifically. They got rid of Stifle. Okay. And you guys have fun? I had fun. That's another game where the Thopter would have done literally nothing. If I played it on my opponent's end step on turn 3. Still would have done nothing against a mono blue opponent. Let it be known. Sure. Yeah, it's the same as Ujin. Just colorless is a problem. That's not anything new. Let's play this. I'd have to leave a Null Blast if it was my opponent's Aragorn turn, but... Oh, there's another Radiant Fountain? Neat. I didn't see it. Couldn't tell you last time I saw a hero of Precinct 1, that's kind of nuts. I feel like maybe making 1/1s isn't worth it. Aragorn doesn't really care about 1/1s, it just kills you as like a giant shotgun. But it's kind of cool, I guess. Alright, well... That's not good. Alright, so this, and pass. Yeah, it also, yeah, it doesn't, it just makes 1/1s too. This is weird. It's cool. It's cool, I like seeing that card. Never upset with it. I would really wish to have dealt with this, but I mean, I can't deal with everything. Okay, that doesn't stop Null Elemental Blast specifically. The fact that my opponent just didn't cast Aragorn to turn on Mox Amber is insane. Like, you could have just cast this, and then cast Delighted Halfling with the Mox Amber. Like, I don't know why they did that. Well, I don't understand. Okay. I mean, I am a colorless deck. You don't have to, like, take your time, you know. So we play this. I can play Ornithopter if I sack the spawn, but that doesn't leave this up in either juncture, so... I'm just gonna cast it like this. I also should have played Cavernous Souls there. Should have played Cavernous Souls. And cast this in case they had... No, they could not have had Pact of Negation. Okay, never mind. Alright, they were just adamant that Aragorn should be uncounterable, I guess. They just really wanted that for some reason. I feel like Aragorn should have been in play last turn. Multicolored creatures get plus spaghetti, plus noodles. It looks like I might actually get myself a position to untap with my commander, which, pretty surprising. I also could have killed this in response to the triggers. Bit of a mistake. Okay, fortunately it didn't end up blowing me out of the water, but still a bit of a mistake there. I might have to kill the giant angel. I could just kill Elder and then Ujin away these two. They're gonna have infinite mana with this thing, but I don't know if that even matters. Maybe it does. Maybe I have to kill this. It's only white mana. Maybe that's not as big of a deal. Maybe I can get away with whenever a multicolored creature you control dies... Okay. Nothing feels truly productive then. With Null Elemental Blast. Another multicolored creature, so I basically have to blow that up then. Because otherwise it's like... me. Alright, well we did untap with our commander. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to sack both of my things to draw here. Because I don't really need them. If that was the case, I should have blocked. I could have blocked with one and sacked. Yeah, okay. Alright, I came to a different conclusion post-combat. I missed, stuff. Alright, so we can play Ulamog. I'm still not going to name Eldrazi. Hardly feels relevant to do as such. Let's get rid of you and you. They're going to have a ton of white mana because of this, but I can maybe jack up the colored mana, and that feels pretty useful. But with Delighted Halfling, it doesn't really matter. I'm just not fundamentally stopping my opponent. I can play this, make a thing, and then... I can give Ulamog Hexproof. Is that better than drawing a card with this? Probably. I feel like giving Ulamog Hexproof isn't super productive, but... I don't know, my opponent's profile picture is Ulamog, so let's give it Hexproof. They did scry 2 on top. Could cause me to lose the game. I don't know if swinging makes sense, but we're not here to think. Let's Blightify that, I guess. I have to actually read this. It's just a colorless land. Okay. Again, with Delighted Halfling, Mox, and Fetch, it doesn't actually matter. They typed multicolor in the search box. Yeah. Well, hey, you know. Fair enough. Okay, they scryed 2 on top, but they just shuffled one of them away. The value. The value. Apparently there are good attacks. Wow, they're swinging with the halfling? Oh, I feel like I'm winning. Maybe not. So kill that. That's free. That. God Pharaoh's statue as my draw next turn, I don't think saves me. So I'm gonna put that to the bottom. It's not like it presents lethal or anything. This doesn't have trample. Can it get trample out of my deck? I don't believe so. Something good? No. No! Alright, so... pretty much dead here. Bro, if this wasn't tapped, if this, like, creature was tapped, it might be fine. I don't think swinging with this does anything. Actually, does it? Green, white... No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, our first payoff card just didn't get there. So they play that, they do that, they swing for lethal, block, block, block. I am always dead. Alright, I can't survive my opponent's next combat. Well, we have a mountain of good draws. I just didn't draw any. Honestly, Platinum Angel here would have even just probably won with the Mirror Shield. So, oh well, just didn't get it. Had, I think, 2 looks at Platinum Angel because we had Inventor's Fair. Yeah, I don't think the game 2 would have mattered. I guess I'll look at that stupid thing. We'll look at it. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. I guess it does. Yeah, if I cast the Ornithopter, I would have made a token. Alright. It's adorable. There's more towns than I thought. They really should go back and errata old lands as towns. Like Gaffney Township, please. Be a town, please. Please. They could have just... Wait, did they make a Gavany Township? They could have made a Final Fantasy Gavany Township, right? And just had, like, the second name of the card in, like, mini words or whatever. Couldn't they have just done that? I feel like it's just the ultimate card for it, so... Fomori Volt? Doesn't... I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's kind of slow. It's actually really, really, really slow. Speaking of slow, look at our opponent go. Look at all those non-green cards. Look at them. Look at them. So we can play Ujin, and then I can lose the game? I think I have to... Okay, that changes things. That changes things, for sure. You know, Blast Zone shouldn't be in here. Blast Zone should not be in here. This untaps because it's a legendary. I just didn't tap for 2. We did end the game with 3 lands in hand. You are correct. We might this time again. Who knows? Who really knows? Wow, it looks like the Mirror Shield actually did something. That's insane. Does it stick with something, or do we have 2 perfect removal spells? We have 2 perfect removal spells. Love to see it. Why not? So I can pay 2, and then what? Nothing? So... casting Ujin... There's no reason to play Ultima. No reason. Of course. More perfect answers. Rip. Oh, that's game then, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well. I don't think Ulamog can beat whatever Tiamat gets. Opponent literally got Solemgar, so I can't even play Ulamog because they'll just steal it. Alright. Man, look at all those perfect answers they had with perfect ramp into I win the game on 7. Alright, that was fun. That was enjoyable. I had a good time. This commander is so far just awful. Sure. This could work. I don't think I've ever seen that avatar before. That my phone was using. At least I haven't noticed it. Maybe expedition map is also a bit unnecessary. Could just be an actual mana rock. Does this mana help me do anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it actually does here. I think treasure map's in here. I think it's in here? I'm not too sure. It might not be. Maze Mine's Tome. Sure. Is there anything I could draw off that? No. Sculpting Steel entering as Maze Mine's Tome? Yeah, that's fine. I can find lands. So, 5. This can be a land 6. I think I have to keep that. It's another game where my opponent has answered every card I've played, by the way. Arcway. And again, there's not anything I could possibly draw that's relevant here, so I won't. I could have drawn Wayfarer's Bauble, actually. Could have drawn it, technically. Couldn't have cracked it, but... Yeah, it has the set that it's from. The Urza's Invention set version of Maze Mine's Tome. Mithril Coat does not look productive. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. We can play Sire, but it doesn't have, like, hexproof or anything. How do you pick up the land? You just tap the land? Okay, you just tap it. I should play this, right? I don't know what else I'm doing. I mean, I could play this, and that gets me closer to Ulamog, but Sire of 7 Deaths could potentially do something. I don't think it will. They're just going to pay 7 life. They have a Ruin spell. Oh, look at that. They don't even have to pay 7 life, chat. They just had the answer out of graveyard. Alright. Okay, well, so far, every single game we've played, everything we have done has been answered. Everything we've done. It's not... No, it is a rare. Okay. Does that change anything? Not really, but it can plus into cards that could matter, I guess, and we're losing, so maybe it helps. My opponent got rid of their own commander, but I don't think that mattered. In fact, Maybe they just should have let Sire exist. I feel like just not sacking your commander is better than... It's not like my Sire Sanity is actually doing anything. You know, it stops you from swinging for a while, but not really anything long-term. I don't know. If that's your only answer to it, actually, you don't want me to play another creature. So that's fair. That is fair. I'll give it to you. Just looked a little weird. Just looked a bit strange. Do I kill Glarb? No. Could have maybe scryed first, but I don't think that matters too much. Alright, they drew a land for the turn. Let's hope they don't just suddenly have Casualties of War. Now that I have a board state for the first time in 40 minutes. Oh, I guess River's Rebuke could be a problem too. Does Sidisi play those cards? I don't know. I don't see what they would. Who knows? Wow, they kept the card on top. This happened last time we played against Sidisi. Instead of milling the card for like Sidisi triggers, they just keep it on top. And I'm sure they won't surveil it away with Glarb either, so... that does work, but it is a land, so it's not on my to-do list here. Okay, so I can cast Ulamog, but then I can't really... this might look a bit weird, but I might want to hit 2 lands here with Ulamog because they scryed a card on top, and it's hard to imagine that card is a problem still if I choose to... I'm always plussing, I'm not getting rid of this. If I choose to hit 2 lands. I could have blown up Sidisi. No, I'm just going to do this. Yep. We're doing this. Okay. Could have killed Sidisi. But I feel as though Sidisi's ability is not scary. We also find out what this card is, maybe. Now they can get rid of it with Glarb because they can't cast it. No, they kept it. Bad News Bears. They kept that card. They surveilled it on top, surveilled it on top, kept it. Hello, Tana. Just in time to watch us maybe win our first game? Maybe? Sort of, kind of, maybe? Okay. I can't Mithril Plate anything, right? No. Okay. I'm not really sure why they didn't target Ujin, but I'll take it. Oh, because they wanted to kill Ujin with swinging? Oh, Mithril Plate only goes to Legendaries, chat. We messed up. Tragic. Messed up big time. Not really. Not really. I mean, it's just kind of funny. I can't draw with this now. That's funny. Looks like I have to read my cards. Ujin, or Ulamog now has double indestructible. Oh, they just had another answer. Alright. Fascinating. Literally everything we cast is answered. So now I have to find a land. 6, 7, 8, 9... Wait, do I? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8. I do not have to find a land. I'll keep that. 6, 7, 8. No, I do not have to find a land. Am I in a Mindslaver position? Mindslaver steals a turn, it doesn't Ulamog, so I guess I am in a Mindslaver position. Though there is a good chance I can't really screw my opponent up. But, I mean, I can't have everything. Instantly mills 2 removal spells, right? Yep. Okay. Why not? Alright, so... Bone Shards. Sack a creature, we sack. We target Sidisi. We sack Glarb. Keep that in the graveyard. Can play... We channel this. Wait. No, we pick up the removal spell again, right? I played the wrong card. Alright, now I just have to force myself. I'm sorry, Chad, I messed up. I was gonna pick up Bone Shards and hose my opponent a bit more, but whoops. That's my bad. Fortunately, I don't think it matters in any way. I don't think it matters in any way. Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't actually matter. It didn't actually matter, but it could have mattered. It could have mattered. Get mind-slavered, nerd. Get mind-slavered. Oh, man. I'm just happy to win. That's all. Oh, man. But yeah, I should have channeled Bone thing. Bone Shards. Picked it. Wait, is it permanence? I guess I have to read the stupid thing now. Return target card figure. Yeah, so we pick up Bone Shards and we target the spider and sack another zombie. So it doesn't, it's not a big deal if I did or didn't do that. But I shouldn't have cast the Fanatic, obviously. But again, we know our opponent's next card is a swamp, so that doesn't really matter. They can't really do anything about that. I don't think there was a more... We could have just, No, we couldn't have gotten that, actually. We didn't have the mana. We could have picked up Unearth and Unearthed Plague Crap. No, that doesn't do anything, though. Wait, this is the same game my opponent... What did they do early? They killed all my creatures, right? They blew up my mana rock and then made me sacrifice all my creatures and stuff. It's kind of crazy to win this game, honestly. I feel like if my opponent played it out, I could still lose this game. This is indestructible? Yeah, this would be indestructible, but I still feel like I would lose this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could play this and crew. Equip. I don't know. I'm not sold. I've won that game. I'm not sold that, it was over. Mindslaver's pretty devastating, but still. It was 18 minutes on the Pauper event. It's funny. This is the first time in Magic Arena's history I did not play the Pauper event. Oh man, I don't even think I could win 3 games in 18 minutes. Chat, I really want to do this. I want to take a break from colorless garbage, please. I forgot this was here. I can't believe I didn't do it. Crap. It'd be the first midweek thing I didn't do in, like, honestly, probably over 3 years. It just came out right when Final Fantasy came out, so. They also milled 2 removal spells, too, by the way. Like, my opponent had just stock. They did not have to mill both. They could have kept... No, they couldn't have. They could not have kept one. No, because I would have drawn it. Never mind. Chat, give me standard popper ideas, please. We don't have time. When in doubt, infinite removal spells. Oh, Phyrexian Ragers in standard. Why? How? Committing crime? Huge. Mono red burn? Is that actually a thing? I mean, I have to go at 8:30, so... Or like 8:20. I can't, I think this is worth trying. I think it's worth trying. If we're that kind of deck, it is popper. It can be slower. We can try it. Even though it's like 4 mana. Oh my. Oh, Lava Runner. No, Lightning Strike. There's no time. There's no time. There's no time. I probably could have played some of the popper and just played Final Fantasy later, but... It's all about that content grind, right? No, that's not true. I very rarely play something for the sake of content. That's not usually what I do. I'm not really interested in doing that. Alright, looks like we're dealing with a turn 1 answer to a card. That's fine, probably. What is it, Shock? Is Shock in Standard? Is it in Foundations? No, guess not. Oh no, how dare you do what I'm doing. Face only, opponent. Face only. Nope, face only. Read your cards. There you go. Well, I mean, they let me go to my draw, so... Probably isn't a burn spell. Easy. Easy. Did I learn anything? I learned burst lightnings in the game. Oh, that's not a Final Fantasy card. Chat. I was lied to. Burst Lightning's pretty sick. Probably better than Spin Out, because Spin Out's double black, and this is more up my alley. Still like the Crime of the Raven. Oh, Shock is in Standard. Alright, huge. Foundations? Oh, well, who knows? We'll never know. Maybe drop 2 of those and just add 2 Shocks. Might as well get daily win. Oh yeah, that's true. We're playing a colored deck. That's funny. That is funny. Could just get rid of Feed the Swarm. That way these have spaghetti haste and stuff. Yep, face. Oh man, 1 mana removal? No way. Oh cool, I'm dead. That's fun. I've not seen much. Opponent, there's no time. Please. There's no time. Just keep your hand. Bolt Wave? Yeah, yeah. We only have 9 minutes. Oh, my opponent, please. Please! Playing with her toes. Play your cards. Please! Alright, keep that. Cast that. Play that. Pass turn. Did my opponent play no lands? My opponent kept a 1-land hand and was instantly bailed out. Wow. Fascinating. 1-3 prowess, pay 2 life. Alright, so commit crimes, commit crimes, commit crimes. Oh, they actually swung, thank goodness. Alright, so commit crimes, commit crimes, commit crimes. It's once each turn, right? Yeah, so I can cast a spell on my opponent's turn and commit another crime. And I will. What does this do? It's just prowess? Okay. Probably just lightning striking face. Could wait, actually, just to braid something. Make him have it. Of course they have it. They did it too early, though. I don't have to pay life now. They did it too early. Three. It's not lethal, so... Opponent, please. Ugh. They drew a land for the turn. Plays a 1-2 double strike, we win. Alright, game's over. Alright, I don't think I can get another win in. Unless it's the very next game I play. I don't think there's time to change the deck either. I would probably replace Feed the Swarm with a 1-mana removal spell or something, but I just don't have time. There's a chance I can squeeze in a second game. There is... Oh, what just happened? There we go. I'm surprised with the... Well, maybe I'm not. Blue, black. Wow. Of course, no land. Only one castable card in my entire hand. Perfect removal spell, yep. Okay. I'm not gonna waste my time with a completely uncastable hand. Literally mulliganed to 2 that game. Actually, I probably mulliganed to 1 that game, to be honest with you. No, I mulliganed to 2. Well, at least I didn't have to think about anything. I will not end step unless they make me. Can you play Heir Apparent? I don't even know. What's a white instant in this juncture? I don't know. I have no idea what my opponent was leaving up. I have no idea. Smite? Well, they didn't smite. No, smite only... You can't cast smite unless you have... You can't cast smite unless you have a target. I didn't give them a valid target to hold priority. You can't just cast... Like, you can't hold priority with smite. Oh, unless smite is the one that just targets tapped creatures and not attacking creatures, then... No, but still, though. Oh, look at that. Fomori Vault was already in here. For that person who asked earlier. It's already in here. Still think Blast Zone should not be in here. Well, I think all but one green player has had this. Bloop. What does this do? This is the weird loot? Okay. This is the I must play it on turn 2 loot. You're a one-trick pony. There you go. There you go. They're doing their one thing. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. So, Ujin is exciting here. But I don't have any follow-up with Ujin. This is kind of like an Ujin Plus. This is Ward 1. I can't target it. Probably isn't a big deal. Oh, they hit Rex Sage. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bro. They don't cast... Oh, they can still cast it. Okay, they can still cast it. I was about to say, there's, like, how do you not cat... Like, what are you doing? Yeah, there you go. Wrecked Sage. Alright, back to relying on our commander, because that has been such a good idea so far. Yes, sirree. I don't know. 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 Okay. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I don't know. Who did I hurt in a different life? Like, who did I hurt in a past life? You let me know. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Okay, so we can probably just completely destroy Ujin. This is not a key. This is not a key. No, I don't care about this. No, it's not a key. This is slightly better, not by much though. Of course, they're on the play. Of course. Can't even get that. Hopefully it doesn't matter though. This is Ujin, right? Yep. Let's play you and Pat. Oh, play that. I forgot. Yep, we always play this. I'll keep a land for sure. Oh no, they have a colored card. How much you want to bet my opponent's going to randomly generate an answer to my commander in their colorless Ujin deck, which probably doesn't have an answer to my commander? Just given the track record of this game. I don't care about this. 1, 2, 3... Okay. So, play my own. Probably discard... Well, it depends what I find. This is okay. We can get rid of Platinum Angel? There's not many cards my opponent can actually genuinely have that deal with Platinum Angel, so I'm actually going to keep Platinum Angel. Does my opponent even bother okay. I was going to say, do they even bother casting that? But they do. Search your library for any more cards, exile them, shuffle, generate, you may cast those cards. Okay. So they can cast whatever they want through my God Pharaoh statue, assuming they have floating mana, and it's pretty likely they'll have floating mana. So let's play this. They only have one colored mana here, and the key to the archive does not give you access to anything that would matter in this specific juncture here, so like Lightning Bolt doesn't do it or whatever. Alright, so we get to put damage onto Ujin, which is the big thing. And we blight their fountain, because that's funny. Could blight this colored source, but I don't care. Alright, I just wanted damage here. Can't, like, race to an ultimate. That shuts down my key, I guess. I could have scryed in response, actually. I'm not really concerned about that, though. Honestly, it doesn't stop much. It stops me from casting this, though. Yep. Yep. All the mythic rare artifacts went up. They could have plus the One Ring. I have no answer to it. Could have just been an indestructible 4/4. I'll let them draw. They probably scryed a good card on top. Or, yeah, you know what I mean. That doesn't really do much. No siree. Let's blow up the Dust Bowl. Let's cast this. And I guess Platinum Angel? Because what else am I doing? No, I don't have to cast it now. There's no reason. I don't believe there's a reason to cast it. I'd be a bit surprised if they cared about my commander, but it looks like they do. Was it like D-Spark? I don't know. I feel like my commander doesn't really matter here. It is a flying threat, actually. Maybe it doesn't matter. That didn't stop me from recasting it, though. I can just recast it. Of course. Alright, let's mill those. Not gonna let them get the second perfect scry. So... nothing? Yep. I love how I'm playing against like the Ujin list that has a bunch of non random mana dorks and stuff. It's like a bunch of actually big things that are good outside of Ujin. Because a lot of Ujin lists just play a bunch of cheap spells to spam. Okay, so stealing my opponent's One Ring is just so hilarious. Thank you for the One Ring. Appreciate it. And we play that. So kill this, harass that, and that's it. Blight that thing. So we cast Demonic Tutor, getting probably Ulamog. We could get, actually, you know what? Let's get Mindslaver. Move this here. That doesn't matter. They can't deal with Emrakul. I'm gonna target Emrakul with this actually, just to be super safe. I feel like that's just productive here, so. Their One Ring is no longer a creature. That was putrefy. If it was an extra turn, randomly generated spell, I think I would have lost the game. So, good thing it wasn't. I will just let him do whatever. Draw. Hey, they're playing Matter Reshaper. That's adorable. That is adorable. Why did they not cast it? Oh, they can't because of the thing. Right, right. Alright, so Mindslaver, I win. Which means search the library for any number of colors. Yep, so we don't kill Ujin. I'm gonna say good game early to make him feel bad. Yep, get wrecked. I don't care about Ujin. They know I could kill it anyways with damage, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just going to completely and utterly blast my opponent's board state with, or destroy my opponent's hand with all this colorless mana and stuff. And there's pretty likely something in here that they don't want to cast for some reason, and Mindslaver is just going to utterly decimate them. But yeah, without Ujin's text box, Ujin kind of sucks. So it's not great without the exile spam. It was playing cards. These do things. I don't know what on earth this is about, but sure. Yeah, this is weird. I know racing to the ultimate is fun, but like, ooh, I don't think this is right. Karn is also a bit strange. It is also a bit strange, honestly. Kind of weird list there. But, yeah. If this was the normal Ujin that doesn't play a bunch of goofy mythic rares that cost more than 5 mana or something, we probably would have won this game even faster. But, you know, our first Ujin matchup happened to be, because of course it did, happened to be against the one with all the big giant cards that you really don't have to play. They're only good in the colorless mirror. Because otherwise you just cast Ujin and spam exile effects and win. But hey, they weren't good in the mirror enough. We still beat them. So we still beat them. I don't think I'm playing Ujin's Nexus. I don't think I'm playing Ujin's Nexus. I don't know if I like Ujin's Nexus. I feel like I kind of don't. I would rather play... If it's going to cost more than my commander, it must be assessed. Is it worth casting with double land mana? And I don't think that is. I would rather just cast a giant artifact. I don't know. I don't like that one. It doesn't help with Eldrazi either. A lot of my artifacts are already just simply castable. So I don't know. I would rather most of my stuff not be creatures. And by most, I mean pretty much all of them. This doesn't have a good... Is this good enough just because of Null Elemental Blast? It means I can't play Maze Mind's Tome on turn 2. But that probably doesn't matter too much. This probably doesn't matter, so I guess... I mean, Emrakul is a way to beat this. Fine. I could have played Arid Arcway turn 1, send a message. That's just Altar of Dementia. Opponent just straight up played Altar of Dementia. That's weird. This is a red-white deck, right? Oh. Oh, it's so they can sack their token instantly. I see. This flips into a multicolored permanent, though. They are doing it instantly. Alright. We like to see this. This makes a cat, I guess? It doesn't make a cat because I can kill it first because of the altar. Rip. It doesn't make a cat. Get wrecked. Alright. And they also targeted me, which is a bit banana sandwich in my onions, but alright. Fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a giant K command. Probably more reliable than my highly unreliable commander, but we'll see. Opponent's interested in doing it again. I guess I would too, because it's not like I could do anything the second time. Oh, they wait this time, chat. They wait it. Look at them. Look at them think. Playing this probably means it dies, but... maybe that's okay? Because it doubles our mana instantly and they can't interact with it. So we have 6 mana. I think I'm going to cast Mystic Forge Maze Mind's Tome. This way, if my Ultima dies, I at least got something out of it. I do not want that. I also don't want that, but rip. There's nothing I can cast off the top scrying on my turn still, so... And Mishra's Bauble I don't think's in my deck anymore. So I'll just pass. A land is fine, though. 1, 2... It depends. I mean, it depends. Does my commander live? It probably won't, but if it does, I guess I can do something. Discard up to 2 cards, draw that many attacks. There are 7 graveyard... Okay, I don't care about that. Don't care about that. I got an afro hair up my nose, chat. Alright, they milled me anyways, so I don't get access to the land. Fair enough. This can only deal 3 damage. Which does not kill my 4/4. And a good card is actually on top of our deck now. Huge. Oh, they didn't... okay. So... Scry? Do we assume my opponent has Swords of Plowshares? I probably should not assume they have Swords of Plowshares. I'm not going to cast Emrakul this turn. I'm going to swing at their commander. Another land. That is a bit annoying. So, 1, 2... Yeah, I want to move to combat. And see what happens. Let's get rid of the mountain. It's their only red source. This is hilarious. If this actually stops them from playing red cards, that would be the funniest thing in the universe. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should do it now to play around Esper Sentinel, but I think... Yeah, we're doing it now. We're doing it now. So, exile and make a bunch of stuff. 5... Nope, just for 5. Me and get rid of your red creature. Yep. Bloop. Meditithe? Hey, it is Meditithe. Alright. Didn't play around it. Fair enough. Could have done it for 4. I'm probably never playing around Meditithe, though. That would be difficult to do. A Johnny's Pridemate with nothing that gains life. That also doesn't gain life. Commander is not really relevant anymore. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Ooh, maybe it is, yeah. To cast Emrakul, I mean. So we're going to take some damage, but there's a chance I can do stuff. I think now we have to draw the land. If my opponent lets me. Yeah. I'd like to draw land here. Winter Moon is not doing anything. Just scry that away. Platinum Angel doesn't do anything. Let's play this. This can't find anything, but with Emrakul I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 mana. Again, it doesn't matter. Yep. We have 12. Do I want Platinum Angel in my hand? Not really. Not really. Let's, That is fine. I can copy Hedron Archive. This gives me a lot of hedge against problems that could happen. So they have to basically kill me here, which I don't think is possible. Yeah, we're gonna copy the Hedron Archive. So I have more mana. If they blow up a mana rock, I'm gonna feel sad. Right, so just let's do this to make that not possible. Alright, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're taking 10 instead. They can sack their entire board to the Altar of Dementia, which I'm sure they will, so I don't take their cards, but that's not super relevant. Unless Ghost Vacuum then allows it to be relevant, which is possible. Can I cast my commander first? We have to think about that. So we play land. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 10. Yeah, we actually can play our commander first. I cannot play these two in the same turn, but I can do this. Okay. No shot, you also have, no shot, you also have reprieve. Okay. Giving them hexproof doesn't change anything. You still have to sacrifice them. They didn't sack them! They didn't sack them, and they just gave me Wandering Rescuer. You could have just sacked your board. Okay, let's say they sacked their board. Right. Let's say they sack their board. They lose all these. They probably target me because they've been doing that. So they probably target me with these. And then they flash this in on end step. It can't realistically swing. They don't have a red land for red cards to play the damage game of Ajani, so they get red mana. They can reanimate with a land this. So they go, if they have a land, they play a land. They did not have a land. If they drew one, they could play this with that Ghost Vacuum as a... Oh, wait, no, they can't, because it has to tap to exile it first. So they can't get a red source that way. Yeah, they have to draw a red source. It's funny that this could have mattered. I don't know what's in my opponent's hand, but they could not play red cards until they found a red source. Don't know if there's any red card they could play that's a problem, right? If they played red source into random red permanent and then dealt damage, it's still just not enough. So, nice. Wow. Get you meet it. Yeah, I think we're winning even if they didn't make that mistake, is my main point. Okay, I have to go in 5 minutes. I have to go in 5 minutes. I still streamed for 2 hours. Didn't feel like that. Did not feel like I was streaming for 2 hours there. Well, I guess, to the surprise of, honestly, probably nobody, this is not good at all. It can beat Ujin, right? It does just, for the most part. The Ujin matchup we saw, my opponent was playing, like, a bunch of expensive mythic rare colorless cards in their Ujin deck, which I would kind of ill-advise doing. You just play 1, 2, 3s, mana rocks, exile spam. But my opponent had, like, this thing going on with a bajillion things that let them stay in the game when Ujin no longer does anything against a colorless deck. So maybe that person's expecting the colorless matchup a lot. They still lost, so I don't even know if it's worth it, but they're playing a bunch of weird, expensive artifacts, you know. But, you know, not everyone's trying to play, like, the sweatiest of sweat stuff. Some people just want to play a card they think is fun, so, you know, keep that in mind. But they were just playing the Ujin variant that would let them stay in the game after they realized Ujin doesn't do anything. And we still beat it. They actually even had Karn. Karn the Great. They had, like, the best thing ever against me, and I still beat Ujin. Like, without the exile effect. It's really tame. So in the matchup like that, we're sitting pretty. But most matchups, my commander's going to die, and it did. So the threat assessment is real. People are aware that if you untap with this, the chance of you windmill slamming a giant threat is actually just possible. Right? You play this, then you untap, you cast Ulamog. That is very realistic, right? It is Forsaken Monument. If this card was not in the game this entire time, people would be way less aware of what this has the ability to do. But Forsaken Monument has kind of shown, you know, it's taken a peek under the rug, and we now know what this is capable of when you untap with it. So expect it to die basically every game. And it did. So it is terrible. I think it is terrible. I think it is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, colorless commander. It is excellent when you untap with it. You will not untap with it. There's no color pie situation from any opponent that's going to let you untap with it going through puberty. Realistically. Green, blue, black, white, red. None of them are going to let you untap with this. There's no safe thing except colorless cards. So, Ujin. In the mirror, I guess. I wouldn't say play mirror breaker cards for the mirror, but in the mirror, you can untap with it. So with that in mind, if you do want to play this as your commander, you probably want to play more mana rocks than I did and expect your commander to be playing B. So probably play way more mana sources and slightly less big expensive things maybe. Because you have to be less in on that as it isn't reliable. If you could just put this here, this deck would be amazing. If you could just go boop, this would be one of the best colorless strategies ever. But you cannot do that, because this doesn't have stats, or isn't a planeswalker. So you can't. Now, to be fair, you kind of have this in the form of 6 mana Ujin, right? Because it's got that discount on it, and that discount is rather huge. You play this on 6, and then you untap, you're at 8 instantly. If you play a mana source, you're at 9. So it's kind of similar. This also has immediate impact. It can blow up anything you want, or draw cards in the form of 2/2s. So Ujin is probably similar enough to this card that I would recommend Ujin, and then you don't have to waste your time playing stuff like Swiftfoot Boots, because Ujin's not a creature. So in this kind of thing, because this is a creature, you must nerf yourself and play Ujin instead. You must nerf yourself to just play the 6 mana Ujin. If you want to play the 7 mana Ujin, your deck is different enough to where, you know, you're kind of playing a different thing if you're playing 7 mana Ujin, right? But if you want to play the haha, look at all the mana I have out of my command zone, Ujin is it doesn't have Cavernous Souls. Not that that saves you in any matchup that has counter spells for the most part. Anyways, making this uncounterable does not guarantee really anything when it comes to untapping with it. Unless your opponent's like mono blue and they don't have witness protection. Yeah, good luck with that. But anyways, so yeah, you can't do this. So if you want to play this, you have to play this. If you want to play the other Ujin and just do the haha, exile everything you're doing, you can do that as well. I will say with hexproof equipment, Platinum Angel is interesting, and there's a fair amount of aggro decks that can genuinely not kill this and then lose a game. Like, that is possible. I believe there was one game where it was possible had I went for it, but I just didn't go for it. But yeah, not great. Not great, so... Oh, is it that time? Oh shoot, it is. Oh my goodness. I completely lost track of time. I said I had to go, and then I started rambling on my outro. Alright, yeah, I gotta go. But let me know what you thought about it. If you can somehow make this work, inform me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I gotta go.